Alright, welcome back to Shane and Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. For take two. Sorta. So, the other day, I was going to do a video and use this razor that I'm going to use, which is the 1912 that's on the handle that was hand turned by my Canadian buddy, Patrick. And I had a few different things, and I'm doing it because I want to answer a question that was asked. Well, so the other day, I cleaned a bunch of videos off my phone because my memory was getting low, and I didn't clean them out of the trash. So partway through that video, it quit. And it's been a few days before I've had a chance to get back and redo it. So anyway, we got a day and a half or so growth here after the weekend, and it's coming up on noon-ish. Got to work at 3 today, 3 to 11, not a bad shift. Did a couple of 12s over the weekend, not bad shifts. But anyway, since it's Monday, we're not going to do Micromatic Monday because I want to use this razor. But we're going to do Menthol Monday. Hadn't done that in a while, so we're going to do Menthol. So we broke out the skin bracer with the Menthol, and then we broke out the Supermax Menthol. Supermax. Good stuff, good stuff. Portugal, I believe. Am I right about that? There they are. Get out the old cheap reading glasses. I bought a $1.25 pair of reading glasses from Dollar Tree because I tend to break them and lose them and leave them places and everything like that. Oh, it's Bulgaria. Yes, Bulgaria. Supermax Bulgaria. Sorry about that, folks. No offense intended to the Bulgarians out there. But they make some wonderful soaps. You know, Rose of Bulgaria is a favorite of mine. The Supermax here. There's some others. And I remember now I got several creams in at the same time from Bulgaria. So, yep, Supermax. My understanding is there's more than one flavor. But I've got the menthol, and that's good with me. Now, I know there's people that go into the freeze and they want all the extra menthol and everything and over the top, and it's like everything else. That's what you like, more power to you. But, you know, a little bit of that nice cooling menthol is good and everything. But, you know, overdosing on menthol is not Fuzzy's thing. So anyway, let's get some shave going on here. It's warmed back up outside. It was nice and cool the other morning. It got down into the 30s. And then it got muggy and back up into the 70s. And we got a little rain on Saturday. And yesterday was cool. Sunday was pretty cool. So temperature's bouncing up a little bit today. It's very comfortable out there today. Somewhere upper 60s, around 70. That's Fahrenheit, obviously. I don't operate on Celsius and metric. I mean, I can a little bit. I'm not completely devoid of the metric, but we don't do that much here. So for a brush today, I was digging around, and I'm going to choose this brush. Sit here and shake it out. It's my flat top brush. Now, what I did was when I put this into this handle, and kudos to anybody that knows what's special about this handle. Anyway, when I put it in, I didn't seat it deep enough. So the brush doesn't have, you know, any real backbone at all. However, that being said, still does a really good job. And the flat top I thought just looked really cool. But I set it, and I set it in silicone instead of glue, thinking that, yeah, you know, you can pull it out and redo it. I had read where you can do that, and I guess some people do. Maybe I used the wrong kind of silicone or used too much or something, because there ain't no pulling this one out without tearing something up. It's not worth tearing the knot up, because like I said, it works. Would it be better with more backbone? Yes. Now I could take a tie or something and put around the base here, and then it would give it more backbone. I could do that, but like I said, it works. It's a little floppy, but there you go. We'll add a little more water in here. Very nice cream. I used too much cream. It's been a while since I used it, and I put too much on. Thought that when I was putting it on, but it's always best to have a little extra than not have enough, right? Might as well. So we're just going to keep adding a little water along here. That's a pretty nice right there. That's going to be a nice mixture. That's what we're going to go with. So the other day, I got a question. If a 1912 was a lather catcher. Now the short and sweet answer to that is the 1912 is not what we, and we being the single edge group, calls a lather catcher. Now I saw a patent for one of the old razors. Now remember that the single edge razor was the original safety razor. It started with the wedge. And that looked like a piece of a straight razor blade that they cut off and they put it in a face hoe. Well, why do you call it a face hoe? Well, because of the shape. If you ever hoed in a garden, that looks like a face hoe. So this isn't actually what we call a lather catcher. Lather catchers are the older models. I think the first one that came out that really wasn't a lather catcher was in 1914. We call it the little lather catcher, but it's not. They do not have a cap that closes. They're open, and it's the old style. That's what we call a lather catcher. These do, of course, have a have an area in here, but we don't call them a lather catcher. Once they got where you had the top that closed, before somebody does it, don't go take the top off of a 1912 and call it a lather catcher. You can cut the top off of a sedan. That don't make it a convertible. But and you can shave with a 1912 with the cap off, by the way. Works just fine. All right, there's first pass down. But anyway, that's the answer to that question. Is that no, the 1912 is not considered a lather catcher. Shaves just as good, holds the blade just as tight. There's not a nickel's worth of difference in anything other than appearance. But because of that appearance and the age, not what we call a lather catcher. Neither is a 1914, because it has a cap that closes, even though the 1914 looks more like a lather catcher because of the way, I don't have one handy right here, but it looks more because of the way the frame is shaped. It looks more like a lather catcher, but it's not. My 1915 Kemp Brothers, nope, not a lather catcher. It's got a lid that closes. Still haven't found anybody with one of those. Last time I shaved with it, some people were saying maybe it's a Super 6 or something like that. It's not. The Super 6 still had the lever in the back that you adjusted to, to keep it tight. All right, that across the green went 7 different ways on that side of the face. Sorry about that. But anyway, it happens that way sometimes when you're on autopilot shaving. But anyway, I still haven't seen anybody else that has a 1915 patented Kemp Brothers star. Doesn't mean they're not out there, but I've seen more of the Schick F's. I need to get my F out and shave one of these days on. I've seen more of the Schick F's than I have, of the 1915 patent date. Alrighty. Oh, what a nice shave. That's always a good way to start the work off. At some point I start getting into what people call work mode. That's a good start to it. Getting a good shave and getting a good shower, and you start getting in the uniform and everything starts going, knocking stuff off the vanity. Everything starts going in different directions, and then it's time to go to work. Hopefully it'll be another quiet night like it had been. I worked over last night. It ended up being a 15-hour shift. But somebody had to call out. They only let us work 15 to 15 and a half hours. We can't work a full 16. Can't work a full double. I still haven't figured that out. But somewhere someone up the food chain has decided that we can't work a straight 16. Now, I've always worked 16. That's always been a double. OSHA says 16 is the cutoff, if I'm not mistaken. There are some exceptions to that. But anyway, they won't let us go. Once we start getting over 15, they start getting pretty nervous. And so anyway, I stayed 15. No big deal. 12 hours on patrol and 3 hours in a surveillance room is not that tough. Not that tough. Hardest thing I had to deal with was people coming on property to take pictures, and the company doesn't allow that. Not just because they were taking pictures, it just doesn't allow outside people on property. Don't want anyone to fall and get hurt or get attacked by the geese or anything else that can happen. So that was the roughest thing yesterday, and like I say, if that's the hardest thing I got to deal with, it's a good time. All right, well, that's about going to do us for today. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It may take me a little while sometimes to get them answered, but I will. All right, so there we go. That is a really nice handle. He made this one for me, and he made a lighter colored one. Got the nice brass ferrules up here, and I interchanged it on this particular. I had this 1912. It didn't have a handle anymore, so I used it on that. So there we go. Got the 1912. You got the flat top brush. Really nice shave. Even though it's a floppy brush. Oh, that brush ain't got no backbone. I couldn't shave with that. That's horrible. Yes, it is. It's absolutely horrible. Just feel sorry for me and send me a new one. Well, that's going to do it for me. Y'all have a great day. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy Monday to you. And happy shaves.